Okay, so I figured out how to get the alligators to show a little bit. So I watched a video and it said don't feed the alligators at 3 a.m. So at 3 a.m. I put on the lights, got on a ladder, and started throwing rocks the size of a dime to the size of a quarter. When you throw a rock, like a fish, it makes circles and they get, bigger and bigger until they dissipate. But it also calls the alligator because they're curious, it says. Well, it says they're curious. I said, let's see what they do with some rocks. It excites them. They want to see what it is. So that brings in these waves. When I say waves, I mean not circles. And if they're coming at you or for you, those waves get kind of fucking big. Like the one that came after me got the waves up to 6 to 8 inches. And it was like more like a wake. But they started rolling together like ocean waves on a beach. I know you can't really see anything too good today, but I'm going to show you with the light, if I can, how calm it is, and how flat it is, and how there's nothing going on. Nothing. Now, I have been concerned with the fact that I've not seen one swimming. That didn't make good sense. I was concerned that I didn't see a slide. Then I found a slide, and one chased me. Scared me to fucking death. I've never been more terrified in my life, and I haven't been able to get past it. So you see all this crap here? I have put every piece of trash and everything I could find just to separate me and the dogs from the wall where they could lay in wait. And there's like 3 foot of water there, about 3 foot wide, right down there. See, which is why I had to put all this crap there, because I'm just too terrified. I couldn't even come outside. Look, these rocks are the size of gravel. Some are as big as a quarter. Alright, let's pick up a few. Let's pick up a few and I'll show you. And you're like, oh, that's from the rocks. No, the rocks make circles. And after I throw them, they shouldn't be coming from a different direction. Pay attention. Last night I did it, but I don't think you could see the water, and I was too freaking scared. Alright, so we're just going to throw it randomly. That was about the size of a $50. Just watch. You see the circles? Okay? Watch. They're curious and they want to know what's going on. Okay? Other parts of the... Now watch. See if I can do it. Okay, see the water? Can you see the circles? Nothing going on. That's the way it should be. Circles are going out and dissipating. It's all radiating out. Nothing going on. Just the rock disturbance. Nothing going on. It was working last night like a charm. I just couldn't get it on video. I mean, the water by the dock was rocking. And it wasn't waving like they were going after me that day. But it was back and forth sloshing around. And that doesn't make any sense from a quarter-size rock. I mean, you see, there's nothing going on from the rocks now. There would still be something going on last night. This is my hypothesis. They are feeding at the dock And that's where I've seen all 6 heads. Whoops. Okay. Right over there, they're bedding down. We found evidence, and my buddy stepped on nearly stepped on he said like a 3-footer. Okay. And then down there, they are getting out and going to the horse pastures, which he's systematically been cutting down because I've been terrified. Still got a ways to go, but they've been getting out there and I believe sunning in the horse pastures. And undetected at that because of the tall grass and weeds. Like I said, though, he's been cutting that down for 4 days, trying to get it cleared out. So the rock didn't work this morning, but I'm not giving up yet. I'm too scared to give up. Every time I say, I don't know, I've yet to see one swim. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I've seen the water fucking moving. I have seen just shit in the water. And I've videoed a lot of it. But I've yet to see what I saw the first and third day when it started. The first and third day, I literally saw what appeared to be in the shape of an alligator head come up right here. Actually, the first one was right here. That was the first day. I did not have my glasses on, and I was that far away in the house where I've been watching this pond incessantly for 6 months. And I've not seen anything close to that. It rose up out of the water slowly. And for me, it was in slow-mo, like an accident. It seemed like 4 seconds, but I don't know how long it was. It came up out of the water slowly, stayed suspended there, and then gracefully kind of slumped back down into the water. It didn't splash or anything. It just came up and down. And it came up with like a yellowish side towards me. I didn't see no eyes. I didn't see no teeth. I didn't see no body or tail. All I saw was the shape of an alligator head. Okay? My guesstimation at that moment was 8 to 10 inches wide at the widest, and 10 or 12 inches long. And the more I thought about it, I was thinking 12 or 15. I really don't know. And with that in mind, I was saying, God, it had to be like 4 foot, 4 or 5 feet, right? Not the next day. The next day I saw that pollen all over the pond with, and I have video of it, of what looked like alligators swimming in it. Not themselves, but paths they had left in the pollen. Okay? Fish don't do that. And the pollen's only showed up since the hurricane. There's that. Okay? The third day, I saw 5 of the exact same thing in the exact same way as the first day. The head come up, a yellowish side facing me, only it was a great deal bigger than the first day. A great deal, like 15 inches ahead for sure, maybe more. Look, over there, can you see it? The water's rocking. It's coming this way. Do you see it? It's not rocking, it's rolling. Rolling. It's just like, you know, they may be in stealth mode under the water, but you can tell they're coming. They can't keep the water still. No matter what they do, they can't hide that. I've seen bubbles. I don't know what alligator bubbles look like, but I've seen bubbles. And I've seen that head shape with the fleshy yellow side to me. That's nothing. The circles don't affect me. It's the rolling waves that affect me. And probably wouldn't, except for I was literally chased up from what I found and considered to be a slide. I took pictures of that too. And I ran, I don't know, at least 75 yards nonstop as fast as I could to get away from it. And when I did, I ended up over there, past the truck, past all that. But I was still scared because I was on the water's edge, as I am all the way around here every day. And these damn chicken coop, that chicken coop right there, that's a chicken coop. I was about 50 chickens, and those suckers were up here, and they would not get away from me. In 6 months, the chickens have never come around me. And on this day at this time, they wouldn't get away from me. In addition to that, the donkey, the horse, and the mare all stay together. The horses hate the donkey, but the donkey doesn't like to be alone, so he hangs out with the horses. And on this day, the horse came running as fast, the mare came running as fast as she possibly could. Full throttle. All the way to where the pasture and the slide stopped. Kind of almost met. And she didn't rear up, but she started whining and making all this crazy noise and stomping the hell out of the ground. And like I said again, something like that for me is in slow-mo. Seemed like 5 minutes, I don't know, because I was still standing there. My idea was to watch and see if the water started coming, if anything started moving out into the pond from back over where the slide was, or the pasture. And I stayed there, I don't know. Again, time escapes me, I got no idea. But, since then, I've not really seen anything but water evidence, and so much less. I haven't seen another head, I haven't seen them sunning, I have not seen them swimming, the horse has not gone crazy. The landlord got wildlife cameras and put it where the slide was and where they were bedding down, and nothing. We got nothing. We heard that they liked marshmallows. What? How'd they acquire a taste for marshmallows? So I bought a bag of big ones and a bag of small ones. And he put some in the water, and he put some with the camera on both occasions. And we got nothing. So I'm terrified. But there's... look, can you see that over there? Probably not. That over there is where I was mostly concerned. Because that's where the slide was and where I got chased. And it's also the most inactive area of the pond. When I say inactive, I mean nobody goes over there. I walk the dogs over there 3 times a day. We don't stay, we haul ass back. But that was even before the alligators. Since then, I don't take them over there. It's too dangerous. But, you see how he's cut all that down? I just don't understand why. Why? Why we haven't seen them sunning or swimming. And I'm just not here to test it. I need more proof. Not the kind that gets us eaten or endangered, but the kind that gets them fucking removed, because I am paralyzed with fear. I cannot even tell you. I'm so scared because it doesn't matter if they remove them. From what I've been seen online and stuff, if you're by a river, which we were really close to, like 100 yards down the hill, it says in North Carolina, just assume that you have alligators, because they use the highway for like a bar, for a meeting ground for mating, and also as a highway. And they don't like to live there. They don't live there. They look at that. Look at that. Okay, you can see that. Can you see that? Okay, look. Okay, look. Look, you can definitely see that. You see? Those are not circles. Come on. I'm terrible with this camera. Oh, crap. the reflection and everything's just hell to get a picture. Can you see those things? Those are not circles. Those are waves coming across the water. Explain that. Fish don't do that. The reflection's screwing you up, I can see. Let's see. Those are waves, though. You see how those are waves? Those are waves. Those are clearly not rings. Fish make rings. Rocks make rings. This makes wakes. Or waves. Okay. Okay, so what is it? Okay? What is it? What is it that has a head like an alligator? That makes wakes and waves, and if you test it or tempt it or get on the water's edge, there's like a wake and a streamline, and then there's waves, and those waves get going a little bigger and a little faster, and all of a sudden, and I mean all of a sudden, you're like, what is that? And you might take a step back. I took 3. When I took 3, those things got 6 to 8 inches high and wouldn't slow down. They sped up 3 times faster. And then when I turned to run, I swear to God it was going to lunge at me. But that didn't happen. Then, a number of days later, I was putting all this crap up here because I've been terrified. Just anything to block. Just give me an instant to get away from it, especially with the dogs having to go out all the time. And while I was doing that, I'll be damned if it didn't happen again. Only this time, the waves didn't get high like that. And they didn't start rolling together because I emptied a fucking clip on them. Now, I didn't see anything jump, get hurt, but I can't hit the broadside of a barge. It was just for distraction and me to feel safe. But, again, I ran, so I don't know. You may notice the pollen on the top of the water. At night, for some reason, it seems to go over to the lily pads and just kind of like stay there. And then as the morning progresses, it tends to spread out over the pond. Now, this is only since the hurricane. And there is always these swigglies in it. These swirly, like, swim patterns. Let's imagine that it is an alligator. If it was an alligator, and it was swimming on top or underneath, to me, it looks like it would leave a path in the pollen, like, you know, like a snake in the sand. And that's what those marks look like. And explain that. Okay, well, another day in hell was my paradise. I need some clarity, I need some definition, why don't I see him swimming? Why? Why don't I see him floating like a log? Why? Why don't I see him sunning somewhere? Why? I mean, do they live in the water or do they live on land? I know that I didn't know they could climb trees, jump vertically 6 feet. I didn't know that they could climb trees up to 30 feet. I didn't know that they could hold their breath for 24 hours or go without food for 3 years like a snake. I didn't know that they could live in ice by poking their snout up through the ice to breathe. I didn't know they would live in families. I didn't know any of this, but I've never been hunted, and I absolutely feel hunted. day before yesterday, I was walking Cooper, my German Shepherd, my 150-pound German Shepherd. I have 2 snack sizes. I had 2 pit bulls, 70 pounds. And I'm scared to death for them. But I wasn't that afraid for me and Cooper because together we're 300 pounds of 2 people. You know, we're 2 masses. Something 5 foot, probably not going to come after 2 together, independent, 150, 160 pound entities, right? Wrong. Whatever it was, made a beeline for us right over there. We were walking on the side of the pond, and now I can't go over there because I'm freaking out. See all that tall grass? They could hide in there. I haven't seen any snouts sticking up or anything. I don't understand. But I'm telling you, I've been incessantly watching this pond for 6 months. Like sometimes 12 hours a day. Just mesmerized by the beauty and the wildlife. Huh. Here comes those waves again. And, sorry, but none of that has happened ever. See them? Yeah, you can see them. And those green trees on the bottom, that's freaking reflection. Not actual trees. So, it's hell to show you the ripples. They're ripples. Ripples are what fish do. Even splashes. Oh, and that's another thing. Haven't seen our ginormous 3, 4, and 5 foot grass carp. And they're always hanging out on the top, looking like logs. But they have a fin-like jaws they keep out of the water. When they're sunning and stuff, they hang around the edges. They're pretty docile. They're just real laid back. You can't catch them to save your life, but you can look at them. And I haven't seen them. Not only that, my buddy was trying to fish, to catch a fish to see if he could bait him with it. And while you can pull one fish out after another with the right lure and the right time of day, which it was all that, we haven't been able to catch a fish. And that's totally abnormal. I mean, I caught 40 bass in 1 week. It's completely abnormal. And everyone's like, did you get a picture? Fuck, I can't get a picture. I can't even see it. First of all, my eyes aren't that great. And beyond that, you don't know when it's going to happen, so how can you take a picture? And when it does happen, the last thing you really want to do is take a picture, to be honest. You want to get the fuck out of there. I mean, you're being hunted by an apex predator that has no predators. That's lived, they say, for 150 million years unchanged. Why? Because, good Lord, it climbs trees, it swims, it runs 30 miles an hour on land, faster in the water. It has excellent stealth mode, can hold its breath forever. Its camouflage is unrivaled, and so is its attack mode. You see this green right here? That's all water, and it's about 3 feet wide. And anywhere from, right here, the grass is so thick that a brick that I was stacking up against it rolled down and is sitting on top of the grass, on top of the water. But as you go down, it gets deeper and wider. At some points, it's 3 feet wide, 3 feet deep, give or take. And at the very least, it's like, well, down there it's like maybe 18 inches deep at the least, and 3 feet, maybe 4 at the most. Nah, not 4, about 3 feet deep. And there's that.